Welcome everybody to a brand new Monster Mash. Today we are testing out a monster for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. My player's already moving for some reason. And I am your host, your GM, Jake, BB, Big Brother, whatever you want to call me. Today we are testing out a level 5 monster against a level 4 party. And just so I'm not here by myself playing with my toys, I am joined by 4 friends and companions to help me in that endeavor. First up, we have Decaf.
Oh.
So
Yes,
Decaf, who are you playing this evening?
I
I feel like I've seen this art before.
You have. I'm just repurposing it.
Okay.
This is going to be Shinsui. He is a Nari slash Ifrit Kitsune. I have built him as a monk today. He is going to be the ultimate fire specialist.
Okay. Perfect. Well, coming in after Decaf, just going in alphabetical order here, we have Dinnerman.
Hello, it's my name is Dinnerman. I'm playing Sung Jae today. A little barbarian. He's got some sharp teeth. He's also a gladiator. That's why I moved him. He's working the crowd. He knows what's up.
He's very fittingly a gladiator. Perfect. Next, we have Shy.
Hello. It's funny to hear another fire specialist, if you will, just because I know I'm very much built towards fire, as I bring back a fire sorcerer goblin. Charhide and everything. We're gonna burn everything to the ground as a sorcerer.
Oh boy. So what's this character's name?
Ragma. Kind of like magma.
Nice. Okay, I like it. And then joining us for the first time in a while, we have Vorthus.
Hello.
Vorthus,
Yeah.
how do you pronounce this character's name?
I am playing Lieki, which is actually the Finnish name for flame. So yeah,
Lieki.
another kind of fire-focused character. She's actually a character I'm repurposing from a Zelda campaign, which she was a barbarian. This time I built her as an exemplar.
Okay. Lieki, all right. Well, the 4 of you are maybe looking to earn a little bit of coin, maybe a little bit of notoriety. But whatever the reason, you have found yourselves in a coliseum. You've maybe had a few fights already. You've had the chance to heal up in between them, though. But your newest bout is about to begin. There's an energy amongst the crowd. They're all very enthused, very ready for you. They're responding very positively to Sangjay's provocations and everything. And as you know, you guys sort of like, as the cheering for you sort of like dies down, it runs its course. The announcer, his voice magically amplified. And facing our heroes coming in from the west is the deadly, the lethal Retiarius! And emerging is a lightly armored fighter. He has a dagger strapped to his belt, but more obvious is the trident he wields in one hand and the weighted net that he wields in the other. So he looks like this. And so he walks in, raises his trident up, and there is just thunderous cheering. People are very hyped to see this guy.
Getting For Honor vibes, and I have concerns.
Maybe I actually don't know where this art is from. But you know, the announcer comes on again. He's like, "Fighters, take your places. Begin!" And we'll go ahead and get into initiative.
Alrighty.
Ooh, oh, natural 20. You love to see
Natural
it.
20, very nice.
And
I don't
of
think you
course
guys
we
are ready to see what my initiative
going
is.
to quick
Yep.
temper.
And also, something that I can do upon roll an initiative is shift my eminence, which I will move it into my barrow's edge, which will be my weapon.
Okay. All right, excellent. So we've got our lineup here. Poor roll by the Retiarius. He was maybe not ready to be facing entire crowd or something, which means leading this encounter is Firetooth Sengjae.
Felt bad. I was the other one who wasn't related to fire in some way. So, like, right when he rages, his mouth becomes grossly contorted and switches up, doubles in size, and all of these gruesome shark teeth start growing. And he's going to just sudden charge. 5, 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35. And you know what? I'm sure they're going to be right behind me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to just run up behind him and
All
then
right.
give him a
As
gulp.
you do,
Don't say that.
moving with surprising speed and agility, the Retiarius, who had like set himself in a ready position at the announcer's announcement, stabs out with a spear in a reactive strike.
Makes sense.
This is a trained fighter. He is ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes your trident gum with a miss.
Yes, yes. Love to see it. And then we're going to bite at him. He's got plenty of exposed skin.
And he does. And that is a 19 for a hit.
Damage.
He's lightly armored. He tries to dodge out of the way. He is not quite fast enough. He's sort of extended himself with that stab. And 19 points of damage. You bite deeply into his flesh. And he grunts in pain, the sound echoing inside his helmet.
For my last action, we're going to rip and tear. Make
Sure you
another
will.
attack. Okay, no, we won't.
All right. Critical miss. You try
That's
to,
all
like...
3.
He manages to wrench his arm free before you can really rip and tear in there. And that brings us to Lieki.
Oops, sorry. I clicked enter.
Alright. Alright, I will... I'll just go ahead and throw it up. There you go.
One action.
Yep. Spend a second action, throw it up, get into that flank.
Okay. Boom.
Then, yep, and with that, we will go in for the strike.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Unfortunately, you swing out with your sword, and reacting, he manages to turn just enough time, sees you coming out of the corner of his eye, ducks under the blade, which brings us to Shunsui, whose token, if anybody is curious, because I mark all my tokens with the character's name and a T at the end, is named Shunsuit for the token.
Beautiful.
Yes. Anyway, it is your turn.
All
Your
right.
friends have
First action.
closed in already. Yeah, what are you doing?
I am the fire guy. I shall channel elements.
Okay.
For my
Alright.
second action, I said I'm a monk, so I'm going to move in 35 feet.
Okay.
But I'll let my allies take all the damage here and not deal with that. And shockingly, elemental blast, except with foxfire.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
We got to start light. We
Yeah.
can't be pulling out the heavy strikes just yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Ooh, flame leaps from your hands and strikes the Retiarius, searing
Beautiful.
his exposed flesh.
For 1d4.
Ah! Ah! He screams in agony. Far more than he did when he was bit. No. Excellent. That brings us around to the Retiarius. And in a voice sort of amplified and made echoing by his helmet, he notes, "I've netted far bigger fish than you before," to Sengjae. And he is going to make a Tangling Strike. So this is a single action. This is a flourish. He's going to try using his... Ooh. Yeah, no, this is what we're going to do. He's going to start off using his net to try to grapple Sengjay.
Mhm.
And he's got a little ability called Net Mastery, which gives him a +1 item bonus on checks to disarm, grapple, or trip other creatures with his net. So here we go. This is going to be against your Fortitude DC. So he's probably still got to roll pretty well here. Can't imagine a 20 gets your Fortitude DC.
A 19 gets it because I only have 19.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Well then, you are grabbed.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm used to like level 10 barbarians and stuff.
Trying to find that. There it is.
Thank you. Let's try to navigate to it. All right. So with this shark tangled in his net, he stabs out with his trident. And because he succeeded on the grapple or trip attempt here, this trident strike is made at the same multiple attack penalty as the athletics check. So we'll still get you grappled, so you're off guard. Here we go. Trident gum strike.
He still misses. Let's go.
Still misses, even with you off guard. Okay. Let's see. So that was one action of his. Now with you being netted, one thing he can actually do is because the nets sort of like have a rope, you can actually move a distance when you have a creature grappled with a net. So he is going to use Spear Dance to step out of flanking and attempt another strike against you, because I have to roll good eventually. Please. Nope, guess not. That was a lie.
All the high rolls when we rolled for hero points and initiative.
Alright, he has only one action remaining, so I think he's just going to try to maybe, he should have opened with this. Actually, you know what? While he's still got you tangled up, he'll hold off on you. He's going to try to intimidate Shunsui, who threw fire at him. So he's like,
That's fair.
so he's sort of like, as he skirts around, he swings the trident out towards you. Watch yourself! And intimidation check.
Mhm.
There we go. There's a good roll I wanted for any of those strikes that I made.
Oh, Jesus. That's a crit success.
Alright, so you are frightened 2.
No.
Right.
Okay.
But that is all 3 of his actions, which brings us around to Ragma. Did a very action-efficient turn.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can do that with a range of that. Perfect. Okay. Well, do you actually have a sword like that there, Lieki? Do you have a physical weapon I can target, I should say?
Vorthus, you might be muted. I'm not sure.
Lost all volume and can't hear anything. Checking on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh no!
I'm
Vorthus!
going to assume that the Discord disconnect and reconnect sound was indeed then Vorthus earlier.
I did not hear it because I have OBS open.
Oh, that's true.
He does have a weapon because he's an exemplar.
Would an exemplar be upset at my... Well, hold on. Let me double check this spell. I guess they would probably prefer their own weapon, because I can give them a +1 striking weapon, but I don't know if they would want it.
Here, let me, I can take a look at Lieki's gear here, and maybe that'll help us figure out what to do. She does already have a +1 striking Panabis.
Dang, already? Alright, well, unless you want one, Mr. Firetooth.
I can't while I'm raging.
Yeah, I didn't assume so.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case, works for me. We're gonna go ahead and move. Whoa, that was weird. We're gonna go ahead and move. Oh, it's not showing me how far I can go, so I have to actually.
That is strange.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Yeah. Go to here. Does that put him within range by chance? Just barely out. Okay. Then I think I'm actually going to continue moving. Another 25 feet here. To there. That should be within 30 feet.
Okay, action number dose.
Okay, I should be back now.
Hey, there he
Hey.
is. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
so-
Hey, welcome back.
I think my audio might have just cut off in my computer entirely. I had to unplug and plug it back in.
Okay.
It's always fun.
It happened.
Whenever I cast a spell from spell slots, K, and then blood magic. I don't think I'll figure that out later. All right, cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast a focus spell point
Okay. What are we
for a
casting?
good ol' elemental toss.
Elemental toss. Very nice. Let's see if you can land it.
Make sure he's targeted first, and then actually do this. Haba! Oh, it was on a 13. It was so close.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, your blast of fire roars from your hand. But even with his prey tangled, he nimbly dodges aside. He's not getting caught by that again. All right. That brings us back around to Firetooth.
I am going to delay.
All right. The current King of Icons delays. Lieki.
Okay. I think I can eat a hit. Cause I did see the guy attack Firetooth while he was
Correct.
moving in, so I do know he got a reaction strike.
Yep.
Either way, I'm just going to actually measure something. That should be 30 feet, right?
Let me see.
15.
Whoops. Was that me?
I know
Was
there's a
that-
way to measure in Foundry.
Yeah, that's 30.
What was it? I thought it was right click. Was it space?
There we go. I got it. Just holding control when you're using the measure tool.
It's not working for me.
Yeah, I got it. So that is in fact 30 feet, which is my move speed.
Okay.
Kind of move around that way.
All right. So with some clever
I think-
maneuvering.
I think while you're moving, I think you can right click.
Yeah, something like that. I'm still trying to get used to it. So.
Lieki closes in again, managing to avoid any AOOs.
Yep. And we're gonna go for a simple strike here.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, there we go. No, don't worry, I'm not a barbarian this time.
Hmm.
So we do have crit coming in.
Jesus. Okay. You nearly
Fully-
kill him in one shot.
Yeah, I mean, if anything that should be doing an additional damage, I am noticing that the general, because my divine spark is in Barrel's edge,
Mhm.
Which means I should be doing additional spirit damage when it's not applied.
Should be what? 2 more, so doubled for 4 more damage.
Yeah, and I'm using my energized spark, so that'll be 4 more fire damage.
Okay.
Alright. Let's see here.
Well, we've done most of what he wants to do, so I guess it's not too terrible.
Yeah.
There's just a few other things.
And in fact, I think what I kind of want to do, just in case he does retaliate, my last action, I'm going to shift my eminence. I'm going to shift it from Barrow's Edge to Gauge the Scar of the Survivor.
Okay.
So that will allow me to, if he does hit me, I can use an action to kind of heal.
Okay. I'm going to try to deal a single point of damage to at least one character this game.
Alright, Sangjay is going to go now.
Okay.
That will be my
Oh, look, he's back in flanking. Intimidating strike.
Okay. So this is 2 actions.
No. Yes, flank.
Because of the flank, that is a hit. Okay, I'm keeping him at 1 HP.
Mm-hmm. And regardless of the fact of that, I coincidentally just was like, whatever. It's a gladiatorial thing. Maybe it'll come up. I took slippery prey, so I'm gonna try and escape.
Okay.
So I think that just drops it to a. It says for repeated attempts, but it does still have the attack trait, so I'm assuming it's still.
Yep, so it's just a -4.
It is -4. Okay, athletics.
It essentially makes your escape attempts agile.
Do -4. Add.
Ooh.
Doesn't that mean I'm like restrained?
Ooh, what happens? I don't think anything too crazy happens.
Nothing
On a
happens.
critical
0
failure to
points.
escape, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, okay.
You don't get free and you can't attempt to escape again until your next turn.
You're not allowed to escape again. Yeah.
All right. Well, I wasted my hero point at least.
Yep. Alright,
That's my turn.
Shun Sui.
Well, I am frightened too, and this enemy seems a little scary up in close combat. So, I'm gonna try a Hail Mary Big Blast, and then I'll probably just default to my Foxfire. Let's see how we do.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think first action we'll do the Elemental Blast. So here is this.
Because he is frightened, that is a hit.
Nice.
That is exactly a hit.
Thank you for your frightened. I appreciate it.
Alright, so this blast of fire, he's sort of taken aback by Sangjay's savagery. And while he's flinching from that, the burst of flame roars from your hand and crashes into him.
Beautiful. And just in case you have things and you want to have more targets available, I am going to go ahead and then let's change from being ranged. Why not? We're going to jump into a stance
Okay.
for Rain of Embers. And then I'm going to move in and attempt to tumble through as my last action.
Okay.
Let's see here. So I need to make an acrobatics check.
Yep, and that'll be against his reflex DC.
Here is my roll.
So you go to tumble through, and while he's still got a hand on the net, he turns at the last second, lowers his shoulder, and sort of like, just shoulder barges you away, knocking you back a little bit. That does
Sounds
bring
good.
us to his turn.
Hold on. That triggers reactions if you want.
True. All right. Yeah, I guess when you fail tumble through.
Give you the chance to do damage.
Yeah. All right. I will
Sorry, Shep.
take it. Why can I not? There
Makes
we
you
go.
feel better. He's gonna miss anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Oh my god, I was joking.
Nope, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. You guys
The
aren't
dice-
even sure how they
Why-
let this guy fight 4 people.
Why did the audience like this guy so much?
He's such a loser.
The
All
man. That's the way he sounds when he speaks.
right. Well, his turn. He'll start off with an intimidation attempt against Sangjay. Watch me get like a natural 18 on this or something. Only
That's Will, right? Okay.
against your will DC. 20
Yeah, that succeeds.
succeeds. Okay, we'll stack frightened along with all the other debuffs because hey, maybe with all of them on there, I'll hit.
-3. What's my AC right now? There it is. Okay. Okay.
Trident strike.
Okay. 17. Hey, he hits. Okay. I saw the red for AC, and I'm like, no way, he still missed. That hits.
Okay. So 2 things of damage here. So we got the regular damage coming in. Cool, natural. Of course, it's going to be a natural 1 on the damage, but he does have sneak attack, which will be a 1. Ooh, cool. That's wrong. And then he will go ahead and Spear Dance out of flanking.
Oh, and now we can't get back. So,
And he'll make another strike against you. Ooh, that should be another hit.
mhm.
For... There we go, much better damage, especially as he has a sneak attack to follow it up with. Okay. So yeah, with you caught in the net, he sort of twists it. He's twisted. Sort of forces your knee to the ground. And while you're at this disadvantage, his trident comes up, and just one stab nails you. He skirts around as you see his sandals like kick up a little bit of dust. Again, hits you with another trident strike. As he maneuvers about, taking advantage of your exposed flank.
Mhm.
That brings us to Ragma.
You know, I
I
think
do
what it is, they
have-
like him because he's just a slow upstart. You know, it just takes him a second.
I do have one other ability, but I'm not going to gamble for it. So he's killable.
Beautiful.
His last ability
Ragnar, having
requires
done nothing so far.
his last ability requires him to crit, and the way my dice are rolling, that will not happen this evening.
All right, well, then I guess I will attempt to take advantage of what I've got here.
Okay.
I will say that as a blood magic effect last time, because you had already moved on and I was still reading about it, I would have used that blood magic effect on my focus spell because I didn't know I could use it for that as well.
For the
To give myself a
intimidation.
+2 intimidation, and I'm going to attempt to demoralize.
Okay. Throw some of your own sort of jeers into the encounter as he's been doing.
Yeah, she just like slightly sets herself on fire and just looks crazy.
Okay. This is going to be against his will DC. Let's see what you got. Ooh. Yep, that is going to be a critical success.
Let's go.
So, Frighten 2. You light yourself on fire, and he is terrified.
He says I fight normal people. What is that? All right. And I think I'll just go ahead and follow that up with a very simple, where to go, ignition.
Okay. Let's see if you can land it.
Yeet. Oh, yeet. God dang it. Yeet.
Oh no! Oh, even with the Frightened 2, that is going to unfortunately be a miss. But, as I said, we are...
Hero point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might as well. Worse,
Damn it.
unfortunately. Alright.
Worth a shot.
All three actions. That
Hey,
is
he's
gonna
terrified
take
as hell.
us- he is. Sets up Lieki.
All right.
Can you finish him off?
Yes, and I want to do this kind of a little bit of stylishy. So my icon is currently on my body.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to cling my sword against myself and then hit the ground with a ringing challenge.
Okay.
Going to be kind of a
Fortitude save. Let's see if you can do this.
for cone. I'm placing it like that.
Ooh, 25. So not a success, but not a crit success.
We'll take half this, so 4 damage.
And any amount of damage is enough to take somebody out when they have 1 hit point.
Yep.
So down he goes, with your victory still rings throughout the stadium. And that covers the Retiarius. So at this point, we're going to take a quick look at the design of this guy. Very basic design. to the character, to the creature. This is an NPC rather than a monster. Um, but I thought it would be fun to explore some of the uh, gladiator styles of gladiator. So a little bit of background. The Retiarius is a lightly armored gladiator. They're kind of low on the rung of gladiators, and they are specifically styled after fishermen, given a net and a trident to fight with, as well as a dagger, usually as like a backup weapon. Um, so because they're a little bit lower on the rung, but they are still gladiators, I built this guy around level 5. There were some other like sort of gaps in like mercenaries and stuff. I was like, you know what? I guess this is the closest thing, um, design wise. But you guys have all been made owners. So as I said, we are going to take a little bit. We're going to go through, talk about the numbers, talk about the design, what we liked, what we should change. But I know that's not of interest to everybody. So if you've stuck around us for this long but aren't interested in seeing the rest of that, I understand. And I want to thank you for coming out, watching this on Twitch here or watching it on YouTube. And we will be back next week to test out another monster. So we will see you then. Now, for everybody else. All right, first impressions. That was effectively 2 rounds of combat because Leiki crit.
Yeah.
And you only crit because you rolled a natural 20.
Yep.
Turn this back
So-
up. Yeah, dice rolls aside, it seems very cool. I like the net. That one action to do 3 things is insane. Was it 3? No, I
Tangling
was
Strike
wrong.
is only 2.
Yeah, to be able to do that and then hit with the same penalty, I think is really cool.
Yep, he does need to land the trip or the disarm or the trip or the grapple with it. But yeah, so baseline, we're feeling good about this guy.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, I
do.
think baseline.
In terms of
is
his
not
what he
very
does,
good.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, don't let my quit like get you down like that. That's
Yeah,
why.
no, that's just how it goes. And like I said, I don't think it's a huge issue. Like because you needed a natural 20 to crit him,
Yeah, I hit with an 11
because
and it did nothing. 19. I
or
mean.
you hit you hit with a natural 19 and you were off from the crit. So he is very dexterous. That was part of the design. Like I said, they're more agile fighters. They are less armored. So part of my design decision was to make him with a higher AC. But we'll talk about that as we get into the numbers. Uh, Decaf, any notes on first impression?
I think I agree with just everyone else's comments on this one. It's a fun design, and I'm ready to see what we can do numbers wise.
Okay. So running down the numbers real quick. While they are supposed to be a little bit more lightly armed, a little bit more agile, um, they are also using stuff like a trident, which is not a finesse weapon in Pathfinder. So I do have strength as his high uh, ability score, but dexterity is right behind it at moderate. Charisma is also moderate because he's a performer, he's a gladiator. And then his remaining ability scores are low. I could honestly probably just make his intelligence 10. It probably, or just like a +0. It might not even need to be a +2.
Yeah.
But
I was about to say like seemed a little high intelligence for someone like that.
yeah, but I mean, ability scores aren't a huge.
Yeah.
They're just more guiding principles. Um, Only a low perception. This isn't somebody who's like actively fighting. Um, like he knows fights are coming because he's prepared to fight in the arena. So I didn't see a reason to give him like a particularly high perception or anything of that nature. Skills. He's got a good array of skills, as a lot of like these humanoids or menaces do. Right off the bat, he has a high athletics because there is a heavy focus on using the net to grapple, to trip, and this is a little bit of historical. They also would use their net to disarm foes. They would try to like tangle up their weapons of their foes in nets and yank them out of their hands, which is why that is something that net mastery affects. Um, Following that, with a little focus on dexterity and stuff, he has a moderate acrobatics. He's got a moderate intimidation because again he's a performer. and that's the same reason for his moderate performance as well. He might want to put on, I gave him a low deception, um, because again, like if he wants to perform, maybe he like pretends he's a little injured. He can help sell the performance a little bit better,
Mhm.
uh, or take a fall if need be a little bit better. And then the lower yet survival is simply based on the fact that, like I said, the Retiarius is themed and styled after a fisherman. So it's like we should just have a tiny bit, a morsel, a crumb of survival.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
As mentioned, high armor class, HP is moderate. Saves, I focused on that agility, meaning that he has a high dexterity, a moderate fortitude, and then a low will, which part of the reason we got that crit on his on the demoralize. Obviously, these guys are just humanoids. I actually have them listed as just humanoids. I don't have any specific humanoid picked out because somebody who wants to use this, they just slap whatever ancestry one on there. Can make some adjustments if need be. Um,
Yeah.
he has 4 strikes, but it's just split between 2 weapons, and it's the difference between throwing or using it in melee. Um, they all use. I gave them the moderate attack bonus for all of them. Um, and damage wise, the trident is dealing moderate damage. The knife is dealing low damage, but he does have that sneak attack in there, which adds
Mhm.
about, on average, 3 extra damage, which bumps all of them up by 1 step. So, with the numbers, how do you guys feel? Anything we need to adjust, change, anything like that? He was having trouble hitting, but I was rolling really terribly.
Yeah, I'm at plus. Oh, let me remove fear. I'm at plus 11 with the hand wraps. So
Hmm.
for being a level higher than us, plus two
Yeah.
more. I
And
think that
also
makes sense.
because he is, in theory, he's going to be doing a lot of stuff to make enemies off guard.
True. And didn't you have something with frighten as well? Yeah, the
He's
intimidation
got a
stuff
good
counts.
intimidation, right? Um, so
So
I
yeah,
mean,
like you said, I think you just rolled unfortunately bad. I think the number for at least for hitting, I think that's good.
yeah. Um, how about the rest of you? Any other numbers you feel like I should adjust?
I think the fact that he has sneak attack and that he's probably going to be applying off guard with the net mastery
Hmm.
entangling strike, I think having the attack at moderate instead of high makes sense, even if he ain't a fighter.
Yeah, yeah, but he's
Uh,
kind of soldier styled enemy.
yeah. Yeah, I think the numbers are generally fine. I would at least trying to make use of flanking to get his AC down a little bit so that I'm not
It's
bothered by
smart
his
move.
height.
Smart move. That's what you should be doing. Okay. Shy decaf. Anything from you guys on in regards to the numbers?
I mean, I think I personally wouldn't mind bumping up perception, even though like they are always expectant for combat. I think giving them a little bit more of the edge to be able to potentially go before their enemies, knowing that they're a gladiator, is kind of a buff I would like to have them to have.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'll go. I don't think I want to go high because like they get like told like, hey, you're gonna be fighting this and this and there's announcement, but I think
Actually,
moderate
I,
would still.
I have a
It's
suggestion for that. Why not give him an ability to do performance for initiative as a
Mm.
gladiator?
I like
Mm-hmm.
that. I like
That's
that.
very good.
Um,
I do actually think that'd be fair as well. I will still say I do think I would like perception just slightly higher anyways. Only for the sake of like it's I mean he's still like yeah, it's based off of fisherman, but if he's like a trained gladiator, they still like they fight for a living
mhm.
more so than even like an adventurer does. And so
So if
they do constantly see things in combat, like they're trained to look.
maybe, yeah. All right, so if I increase his perception to moderate, that would be a plus 12, which means it would tie with performance, which means there would be less reason to give him an ability that would let him roll performance for initiative. If that is the case, do you guys think we should increase performance to high along with his athletics?
I think so. Uh, Just to just to be able to use performance a
Yeah,
little
I was
more.
gonna say I don't see why not.
Yeah. Are you still giving him the other thing, performance for initiative?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just giving it a reason like why he would have that if he has the same performance bonus as he
Right.
has perception bonus.
Right. Okay.
So I guess this would go under
General, general, I think. If not that, it's defensive, but
yeah, I think this goes on the first sort of like set. I'm just gonna do showman for the name of the ability.
Mm-hmm.
The let's see, when fighting in front of the crowd, the Retiarius can roll performance for initiative.
hmm
In front of a crowd, in front of a crowd of at least like such and such people. That way, if a GM really wants to get nitpicky.
Yeah.
When fighting in
'Cause
front of a crowd of at least 10 people.
three's a crowd, so us here. He could have used
I think 10's fair.
performance.
10 like
I think
non-combatant
10 is
people, yeah.
good. Yeah. Absolutely.
10, yeah, 10
And I'm
non.
I'm pretty sure if you wanted to get the exact wording right, I'm pretty sure there are other feats that
Yeah, I'll look at the
explicitly have
gladiator.
wording like that. Yeah,
When
maybe even
Mm,
the
fighting in front of a
gladiator.
crowd of at
probably.
least 10 non participants, the Retiarius can roll performance for initiative. And I'll double check the wording on that. All right. You guys want to take a look at some of the abilities then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, net mastery, like I said, this just covers it lets him use the net more proficiently, get a little bit of item bonus out of it when he's using it to grapple, trip, or disarm, which is what they would often do in the arena in Rome. Additionally, normally you need two hands to refold a net so that you can like use it again and stuff. But the Retiars is so familiar with it that he can refold a net with one hand. Just so that way he can keep up sort of like his dual wielding that he has going on.
Mm-hmm.
His other passive is Sneak Attack, which just deals that 1d6 extra damage we talked about. Spear Dance is actually an ability that I had glanced at before, but was recently reminded of by Shy from his character using it a bunch. It's like, he's supposed to be an agile, nimble fighter. This makes sense for the character.
It was actually cool to see the effect. I was like, hey, I know that one.
Yeah,
that is a really fun little action.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
which one?
Spear Dance.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Just constantly being able to move out of flanking.
Yep.
I think it's very cool.
And I didn't notice like the flourish trait on the Spear Dance feat itself, so I was like, well, I won't put it on either then.
Yeah.
However, I did put Flourish on Tangling Strike just because of like there's a potential for a lot of cheating of the map there.
Mhm.
But he does have to have his net folded for this, ready to use. This is a single action to either grapple or trip an adjacent target, and then make a Trident Strike against them. As long as that grapple or trip succeeded, at least succeeded, so it's got wording in there for critical success as well. The Trident Strike is made of the same multiple attack penalty as the Athletics check.
I do actually have a tidbit for this.
Okay, what's up?
Specifically because I kind of noted, does this affect his map because of both strikes and it just doesn't apply until after, or is this
Yes, I do need to include the line.
okay?
His multiple
Both attacks,
penalty.
both attacks increase multiple attack penalty accordingly, just not until after both are made,
Yep.
or until all subsequent or whatever it would be. Because I know there's a lot of stuff that use
So
similar
this
wording.
action is resolved. That's not the right wording, but
Both attacks increases multiple attack penalty normally. Aside from how described here.
I mean, yeah, basically.
So just add that extra.
I know they've got some other ways of how they word it, but I just don't remember what it is
Yeah,
off the
this
top of my
one's a
head.
little different though because it does have that like.
I know. It's not 2 strikes. It's like
Yeah.
uh an attack. If the attack hits, then the strike. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
So just made
Oh,
that little adjustment at
I
the
think
end.
I know. Hold
Okay.
on. So the Retiarius uses its net to grapple or trip an adjacent target, and then attempts. Maybe the way this is worded, because I think this is where it would maybe help. Uses its net to attempt to grapple or trip an adjacent target. Um,
To attempt to grapple or trip.
and
Okay.
thus just leave it there. If the Retiarius at least succeeds, if they succeed on their grapple or their trip, they may then make a trident strike at the same multiple attack penalty that increases its multiple attack, but not until after the strike is made.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And that would probably be closer to how it's worded with a lot of other features that they use.
Right, cause I think the way it's currently worded is even if he doesn't succeed on the grapple or trip, he's still making the trident strike. But it sounds like he'd be making it at the next map if he failed on
That
the.
is how it is currently written.
Yeah. Is that the intent?
That was what I was planning. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, cause I think the way you're redoing it, no, I think if you're still keeping like at least succeed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The idea is makes this attempt. If they succeed, they may then also make a strike as part of this action. Multiple attack penalty does still increase normally, but the penalty does not increase until after the strike is made.
Right, but I think the way you worded it, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like what if you failed to attempt to grapple or trip? Does he still make the strike?
They don't make a strike as part of the action.
Hmm. All right.
Am I
If we
incorrect about
do,
that?
well, no. The original intent was that if he failed, he gets to make the strike, but it would be at his regular multiple attack penalty.
Oh, I misunderstood that
But
part. That's on me then.
we could switch around to doing it this way, and if we do, maybe I'll just remove the flourish trait.
If they do make a strike as part of the action, then it does gain a flourish trait.
Maybe.
Because there are features that do that.
Because I mean, I'm thinking about it now. Even if it doesn't have the flourish trait, he would still need to refold the net, so he'd only do it twice in a turn.
Yeah.
And at that point, what it would be minus. It's like
10.
if he fails, yeah, it'd be
Because
minus
his
10 for
attack
both
still.
athletics and the attack.
Yeah.
So it's
True.
no one's probably ever going to do that anyway.
It's actually true.
Normally.
The flourish trait would still. It wouldn't really do much. Because he doesn't have a thing that allows him to fold the net like as a free action or anything. So
Mhm.
at least unless I'm mistaken.
I could have.
No, you can just do it with one hand.
Right, but as part of Tangling Strike, I could say if instead the Retiarius fails, he refolds the net and keep the flourish trait on it.
Oh, so like instead of doing the attack, like if he misses with the net, he can either do the attack or refold the net.
So if he so part of Tangling Strike, if he hits with the net, he makes a strike
He
at
does
the
the
same map.
hmm
If he misses the net, he instead refolds it as part of the action,
Okay. And then yeah, if it keeps flourish,
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's good.
and then it keeps flourish. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
because
I
then
like
he
that.
just like sort of sets himself up for like next round or something.
Yeah, he's basically just kind of wasting an action at that point. Yeah, I guess he is. But yeah, he doesn't need to waste an action going forward. Like, all right, I did that. I do my other stuff next turn. First action, reload my net. I like that.
Okay, so let me rewrite and repost this ability, and you guys let me know how it looks. All right, that's all good. Okay. That the font is going to be different.
Yeah, I like that. That way it's still kind of like the action compression that you're
Hmm.
going for without, you know, uh, going in for a useless strike or almost useless strike.
Hmm. Yeah, it lets him sort of save up that strike to either try to grapple somebody else or move and like look for different targets, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Osiris, unfortunately, you miss a lot of the arena combat. We are in the discussion phase of the Retiarius, a gladiator inspired by gladiators of ancient Rome. Um, Now, you guys did get to, so we got Tangling Strike figured out, unless you guys see anything else wrong there. You guys saw Reactive Strike, very basic ability. Only thing
Hmm.
to discuss is Celebrate Victory, which obviously my monster did not get to do. Um, so the Retiaris critically succeeds on a strike or an athletics check with the attack trait. So as a reaction, spurred on by its own marvelous display, the Retiaris gains the following benefit of its choice. It can either gain 10 temporary hit points or demoralize a creature in range as a reaction.
I like it.
That's very
That's
cool.
a kind of a variant of the your net from the rogue.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yep. Um, but just needs that crit success instead of having to down a foe or something.
Exactly.
Uh, Everybody else, you guys good with this? I wasn't sure how much temp HP I should go for here,
If
but
anything, I feel
I
like
like that.
maybe bringing someone to 0 should trigger this as well.
so the Retiaris critically succeeds on a strike or an athletics check with the attack trait, or reduces a creature to 0 hit points.
Yeah, because that's still you achieving victory.
I like that actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
I think that's a fair
Agreed.
call. I've added that to the sheet. All right. Yeah, so obviously he didn't get to pull this off because he could not hit the broadside of Barn. Though I do feel good getting Firetooth Sangjay down to less than half health.
Yeah, he messed me up in the end.
Yeah.
I was really hoping you would have critically succeeded on that save, just like you had said, like, oh, now it's gonna snowball. I really was like, this guy's gonna turn around and kill us. That would have been very funny.
I would have been. But all right. Um, Anything you guys want to add? I'm pretty happy with this. I don't think he needs too much more. I think he's a pretty I think it's a pretty good like sort of representation of the style of fighter, and um I think it can make for an interesting encounter, especially like with using the skills it has. That's something
Hmm.
people forget to do sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know he didn't really use deception, but like that's just a general thing that anybody can do, like feint and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more specialization in intimidation, and the target he was going after was already off guard. Um,
Yeah.
so feinting against him wouldn't have done too much more.
Yep. But that is at least a nice option for helping to trigger sneak attack.
Yes, exactly, exactly. He can feint, make it look like he's going for the net or something real quick, and then whip the net out of the way and reveal he's actually stabbing them with his trident or something.
Hmm.
Very much within his wheelhouse. But I
Hold
think we're
on.
about good here. Everybody.
No, that's what disarm does. Never mind.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
looking for like
No, I was
pulling.
gonna suggest kind of something of like goading feint, where he could give them a penalty to hit, but
Mm,
that's like I said, that's just kind of what disarm does, which I think net mastery lets him disarm as well, right?
yep, it adds a bonus to his
Yeah,
attempts to disarm using his net.
yeah. So they could just do that instead.
Yeah.
And one option you could do, because I think I saw this on an existing stat block, where there's at least one stat block that allows you to use performance to feint instead of deception.
Interesting. Um, if I do that, I would probably just drop the deception skill entirely.
You're right. Yeah, I'm just saying, I do remember seeing a stat block with that.
Hmm. See, are there gladiator stat blocks?
Mm.
I don't think I remember seeing any. Because I think I remember like looking. I was like, yeah, I can probably grappling spirit comes up when you search Gladiator in Archives of Nethys.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I found it, because I know I took that as far as, because I know I took that for one of my personal stat blocks.
Yeah. Osiris, if you're still in the chat, I think I need to work on a few more, but we should totally put out a little supplement of the menaces, the NPCs I've made, instead of just like the monsters and stuff. If you find that creature, if you can remember where it came from, let me know. I kind of might just leave it as it is for now.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Like you said, like he's got athletics to make people off guard. So there's I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
That's
aside from like
It's the flower dance action. Which is from the Tianja character guide. The Thunder Flora, I think, which is an animal companion.
okay.
And it has something called flower dance, and it attempts to feint using performance instead of deception.
Interesting.
So I knew it was something that existed, because it's something that I was using for one of my stat blocks.
Yeah. Though that is almost done like more for an animal companion because they don't get a lot of skills.
Right.
True.
Well, I mostly did it because it was like kind of a field dancer type of stat block, so
Yeah.
it made more sense for them to have the performance anyway.
Yeah.
Plus and I'm thinking about the detriments of being grappled as opposed to fainted are just much better.
Right.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
Right.
I
I'm
mean,
This is
off
true.
guard
Now,
until
I mean, the benefit is like fainting doesn't have the attack trait.
true. I guess that's that. Yeah.
I mean, I could include that as part of Showman or something. When fighting in front of a crowd of at least 10 non-participants, the Retiarius can roll performance for initiative. Additionally, it can feint using its performance. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
yeah, I think that'll work.
Mm-hmm. And then yeah, at that point, I guess
And then you
Get
can
rid of
just
deception.
at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not doing anything.
I just think it makes more sense for at least this type of gladiator, because he didn't really look like a super underhanded kind.
Mm-hmm.
Despite having sneak attack and all.
Yeah. Well, this. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's named sneak attack, but it's more just like him knowing how to take advantage of when he's got a foe like grappled and stuff with his net.
Yep.
But all right, that covers tonight's monster. Um, just double checking. Everybody good with it? Shy, Decaf, Orthus.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm good here.
All right. Excellent.
Actually, on second thought, I think we should rework it entirely from the ground up.
We've done that.
No, he's good. He's
We've
great.
done that. Well, excellent. Then we are going to call it here for night, folks. Thank you for coming to check this out on Twitch or for watching this on YouTube. We appreciate you doing so. We will be back again next week with another monster. It's going to be a good bit bigger than this one, so be sure to come around. We will be playing earlier next week. I had a dinner with the family this evening. So until then, stay safe, be good, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.